doors come over there, right here, and then he comes over and kind of, yeah, and he kind of does that, and he also goes over and so, come over here, Bill, yeah, so what is going on? It's behind the building, yeah, behind the building today. That's what you're doing, Pete. He's not set up to get ready to say. All laid out. And then he'll do it in the morning. He comes in at 1 in the morning. So when those guys go out to recover the plane is when he'll come in here. So between 1 and 7. I need animals down. I shut it off. I get around and there's rocks. Yeah, was back here. Never thought to look there. Back there. I do. That's like right about that. All right. We're on to you now. We're on. That's on the right track. Could have set something up over there before you did. Firing. Would you say he is smart as never was Never. I think he's going to drill something in the roof. And then put a little silicone. And we won't even notice. We're taking the run off. But to be number one, you have to be a heads up. I think I got a way to go. Jose, but after that, we got to go with the back 60. Oh, you do have to go? Yeah. No, we need to probably back that. We're going to expire. Well, call me. But hey, these guys got to get back or not? Well, it's long, dude. It's 29. They expire on the 31st. What we got to do that fucking fade, dude. How many times have we told that? Hey, you know, that is expired. You waited till the phase started. Now you want to send it out. Phase 440. The expires on the 30th. We still got tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be on this phase all day tomorrow, too. But I mean, we'll get what needs to be done, and this was what we're going to stagger around that push. And then the next thing I know, what's the plane going to come in? And 2 guys going to leave? And the next shift comes up, and not going to be not even ready. We need to talk to my supervisor. Oh, I pulled him in the head. All right. My first thought was, I can't say what it was in the air. But it was one of those things where but you guys see that, right? I was going to try again with both of them. I said, did I hit you on the head? And he goes, no, I deflected off my glove. And I fell out right then. I just started laughing. The impression doesn't start till you get back in the gun, and everybody starts talking about it. And everywhere you went, played on that. I don't know, it's so gone. It's kind of weird. Well, I don't like to hear about it. I mean, when he's trying to do it. To misjudge a ball that bad, number one, and then to have it hit on your head and give it back over? Oh, there'll never be another one as good. That was a beautiful thing. That was pretty impressive. There you have it. Jose Canseco's Brainbuster takes number 1 on our list. Thanks for watching the 40 wackiest mishaps in big league history. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Oh, and in terms of the fans and mascots, we saved a little time for that, too, as we leave you with some of our favorite images from throughout the years. See you next time on MLB Network Countdown. Ha ha. Supposed to go back and still see. Always doing that shit so long. That dude could fuck the Cubs out of winning the World Series, that guy. If I could make a college interview, he probably still won't come out of hiding. They got to cut that ball. Took it away and then that runs the game would have been over. Everybody's throwing. He reached over and fucking crashed the ball. He knocked it out of the fucking guy's head. It wasn't an out. It was ground. Which in the stands. He was standing right on the edge. You could kill him. You could dead. Oh, fuck yeah. They had to escort him out with the police. He had to move and everything. Oh, yeah. That's the guy's name. For a fucking game. What's the World Series, dude? It don't matter. It's a baseball game. It's a fucking game, man. Jeez. People want to get us like that fucking. It's like fucking Jimmy football, too, dude. Yeah, but you know about the Cubs, the Cubs got the Cubs. Cubs had the Cubs way back in the 20s. I took the goats here, like 400 goals to the table. They were winning. The dude was going to catch the game, and he reached up and got the guy's ball and fucked up the player. He went around the guy's scored. I understand that, but it's a freaking game. It was just your team. Why do you have nothing to do with life? It's a game. Lose a baseball game does not mean you lose a life. Yeah, it's just a fucking game. I don't know. I mean, there are people on how to court. Steve, I don't like that deal. You should die. Wow! It's the same logic. So, it's the same logic. I'm telling you what, where's real life, this is what's happening. The guy's done. He has to move, he's got to say my name, everything. Like you're going to win the Super Bowl and somebody comes from the stand and tackles the guy before he goes to the game. That's the game. No, I mean, I'm like Roger Jones. It's not just a game, dude. There's big money involved. Royalties, t-shirts, DVDs. Let me ask you this, Mike, dude. Look, kids, play. The New York Giants baseball Sunday night. Kids game. But they are a big business because so you're like, this is so you're saying that people would justify what they're saying about killing you out on the I didn't understand that. Or did you just say that? Back run and like go it seems like it's an idiot. You're in the fucking World Series and you're sitting in the stands, you don't trying to go around and play a game. Yes, I agree. I don't want to kill today. I really do disagree. No, it's not just a game. It is a game, but there's big bucks involved in the game. Yes, there is. Big bucks. Your team wins, your city makes a lot of money. Your team wins, I agree with you. I think it's very simple. The national pastime, gentlemen. I think that's an excellent opportunity of winning the game. The Lord did it. Explosive plays against this Cowboy defense. Like somebody would come out of the stand and attack that guy. Yeah. Everybody, okay, well, he did the same shit. It was a fly ball. It was fucking landed right there. He hit the guy's head out of the way. That's still a thing. Hey, what is that? Check this out. We can see him coming in now. That's your webcam? Yeah. Recording it? Yeah. Nice. A little delay. Yeah. Scratch my nuts. Oh, I'm still scratching. I haven't started. Yeah, recording and
when we all leave for Monday. We'll see who comes in. And if he does, we can email him video of himself.
But you know what also a lot of people say that this is a defining people don't kill. Remember, Eli Manning did right here to gun. They bullet does. But Tony Romo, you don't need that. Tony Romo, very not one of those guys he don't even do this. We're in a bottom line business. When Tony Romo plays the Dallas Cowboys, it's like a different team. You need a 249 saw with 200 rounds. See, when you have backyard, you know, I think Tony Romo has everything exactly where they want it. Now I just got to go out and execute the game plan.
All right, gentlemen, the time running up my halftime. First meeting this year. Giants Cowboys week 14 Thursday.
Just say he likes some balls. Very single train was Denver has been outscored 81-37 the last 2 weeks. Yet still, the Broncos have a very, very good shot at making their simply last week's disaster behind them. And the no team is ready.
Sure.
That's simple. But as Jeff Darlington reports from Englewood, there is far more guys than just that. Check the schedule. So what's on, Greg? You're going? Two. Everybody here is running for operations. The quarterback with the Broncos will lose in favor of the storyline, but on Wednesday, Tebow was not willing to make this one any juicier. Ultimately, this is the Denver Broncos versus Kansas City Chiefs, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's going to be very exciting, and the crowd's going to be rocking, and we're going to be excited. And it's two teams. And Gino. Not just two players. I enjoy big games. Every game that we play is a big game to get us to this game. It is our next game, so it's a big game. What's supposed to be yesterday about that? And we'll play the game. I spoke to Broncos running back Wilson Bailey on the way. He's not so much concerned about Gordon. Instead, he just wants to see the Broncos offense versus running the ball. There's a name for that guy. There's a name. I guess Sports Illustrated a couple of years ago offered him $1 million. I see this do an interview. No, you can always do that. No, he won't do it. He's so fast. He's like all so fast. Kansas City. They're to make it in. Can't beat. That's the thing. Can't beat. If Carson and the Raiders can't beat the Chargers this week. That's the Raiders still had a game that last week. So, geez, that fucking week's still around. Yeah. He's going to play. He's coming in. He's here now. Just enough to read it. Everybody's coming in what? Up here at school? Oh, that's what I'm saying. He's coming over here. Yeah, bro, he's going to do all shit. Oh, okay, that shit. Antibacterial, Advil, You know, we wouldn't be here for $50,000, right? It makes it worthwhile. But I don't believe if the sole purpose of your visit here is just to make money, then that's probably, in my eyes, not really the reason to be here. But, you know, because you don't give a shit about the guys when you say liars. You know, that person did it, great, makes this extra money, did it. You know, I think it's great to have the opportunity to see your table. It's like, you'd love to have like the Oscar must have tonight. You have a great live week 16's battle in the city at any point here. It's on NFL Network right here right now. The FC Northeast nominees for week 16 beginning with Andy Dalton, 18-31, 154, couple touchdowns. Hold on, they win 23-16. Hi, ladies. You know what to do is Missouri, right? 94 yards. Raiders win. They beat the Chiefs 16 first team to stay alive. Three touchdowns. He ran for one. This was touchdown. Right, 17. Wide cut down. I don't think I'll push on that. He ran well. I don't want to try to put those yards. 33 places and like passes. Viking safety, missed throw. He had 6 tackles. He had an interception. Or they got 31 yards. Viking, as mentioned, beat those Redskins 33-26. So now all in one stream. How are we going to do this with all this trouble? Raymond, the NFL I want to get this vote, and we'll tell you when on Friday. You're not able to have you review the week.
In the NFC One spot remains up for grabs. The NFC East champion and Irish trade. So what is the 5 Lions? They pushed the 15 with a win. And the Lions and the Falcons end up at 10-6.
I think the biggest thing is just the people they run Bandit March and Abel on the outside, Snow on the inside, I think makes them a legitimate champion. But always have one team that you say, we don't want to play these guys in the playoffs. I think Jack and the back of the they're sitting in a pretty good position where they can sit there at number 5 position.
Do you think Coach would be best time in the box where we'll be able to beat the Patriots, something that's happened the last 2 years?
I don't know. I think you have a couple teams Houston because of their balance, but their quarterback position being so unsettled, I think will be very tough for TJ Yates. Next to the left of him or right in front of him? You got a mark there?
Our team was the beatdown they took out Baltimore Ravens in 2009. The Ravens came in and totally shut them out, played outstanding football. Ray Rice set the tone with a big rock. I think it was still go in to Foxborough and win. One, they got a tremendous winning game with the healthy big man taking pass. I think they can match up there with Tom Brady that once in terms of passing the ball. And then defense is outstanding. They can get after you. Those front four guys, the linebackers are very active, and I think they're secondary to match up with the Patriots. So I think the Steelers can go in with that playoff experience and go in and handle the Patriots.
And Joy, I'm sure you want to be there when it happens. You and I have been there for one of those home playoff games. That is the latest playoff picture presented by Sears. Well, the great debate wages on Steelers and Eli Manning deserve to be in a Pro Bowl football return. CB's #1 show return to the Board of Hollywood.
It was a member of the family, so the manager of this DCS, right? Have you taken the right steps? This website makes sure
We send our warmest wishes and hope for happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you for watching Fox Sports Midwest on AFN, and thank you for everything you do for our country.
Before I arrived at UConn, I gained a few extra pounds due to working long hours and easy access to fast food. Then I wanted to make some changes, so my wife and I entered a weight loss contest hosted by our local installation. The fitness consultant gave us the tools to help us succeed. Now we maintain a healthy lifestyle while making sensible eating choices and exercising. We'll still eat all the foods we like, but in moderation. It's encouraging to know we're setting and other multi-foods.
I got a motorcycle endorsed license. Yeah.
AFN presents the Eagles New Year's Eve Open House Party! Starting 6 p.m. New Year's Eve, Countdown 2011 top songs. Shout out to Down Radio. The best party music, 8 p.m. till midnight.
I'm just wanting like for a weekend. Weekend just going right.
You
Really want to play that. Go down the Autobahn or something. That'd be fun, yeah. But I don't do that.
Mark Sanchez is a marked man in New York. Is he still in the Jets' long-term plans?
He's still in the next project with that thing.
Kurt Warner has an insider's perspective on why Tony Romo may struggle with the task at hand Sunday.
Unbelievable accomplishment for that.
Maybe all the way.
Drew Brees is your new single-season passing king. But is it the best quarterback season of all time? The winners will.
Ben Roethlisberger practiced in full on his sprained left ankle on Wednesday, making it more likely that he would play in the season finale. Cleveland and more titles still on the ground, and the Steelers and the Ravens play at the same time. So,
yeah, that's a nice thing about the job.
When you're going back to the Giants, get a little bit better every day, no setbacks. So,
nice.
We'll give her a shot today and see how it feels. I can deal with the pain.
It's like
the biggest thing is,
the main priority is I gotta be living.
In other ways, I heard it works. Just sitting back out there, it's kind of a smart thing or how to do it. That's a nice thing I do with that.
The Jets playoff scenario, meanwhile, to make the
Way to
race,
do it is
they need to win in Miami, and both the Bengals and Titans need to lose. And then
I guarantee you,
the
all right, we're going to get paid. $40,000 a year. Not necessarily all.
Jets players telling me their only focus this week is on the one thing they can control, beating the Dolphins. After that, Rex Ryan said, we'll light candles, we'll do whatever it takes. Mark Sanchez is under fire once again after turning the ball over 6 times in the last 2 games, and is in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in his career.
With those expectations, that's fine. If things don't go right, people are going to immediately question me, Rex, Shoddy. That's the way it goes. That's the position we're in. So it's important in times like these to just trust what you know. Trust the guys around you and keep working. You got to work through these times. You got to work through the good times and bad times. And we're fighting for your life here. We're fighting for your playoff destiny. And at the same time, you just got to let this other folks are trying to do this. They want to take care of football. So it'll be a good test. And I think this is important.
As for all of the criticism that Sanchez and offensive coordinator Ryan Schottenheimer have gotten, Ryan said Wednesday, if there's one guy to blame, it should be him. That's what he's paid for, and he has broad enough shoulders to handle it. With the Jets, Melissa Stark, NFL Network.
Time now for the latest headlines presented by Q News. Now we welcome in Michael and Mark Sanchez. In his first 2 years, he won 26 championship games. To be honest, has 2 years remaining on this contract. Now, when people ask this question, they don't ask the second part, but if we get rid of Mark Sanchez, who's our quarterback? And I think that answer leads you back to Mark Sanchez. The Jets have to get back to ground and pound. They've got to run the football effectively like they've done in the playoffs the last 2 seasons, and they can't ask Mark Sanchez to throw the ball 59 times like he did last week against the New York Giants. I think what you'll see this offseason is basically the Jets trying to retool their team around Mark Sanchez, whether it's change coaches, change philosophy offensively, but clearly Mark Sanchez is their quarterback at least for the next 2 seasons. And clearly, Michael, they do not have the explosive offense they thought they would. They've been outscored 74-33 in those last 2 games. Thank you. And those are our latest headlines presented by Q News.
So Mark Sanchez did not make the Pro Bowl. These guys did, and it's always fun to debate a day after who should have made it. Phil Rivers has a lot of the debate really on his back right now because of the 19 interceptions that is tied with Ryan Fitzpatrick for the AFC league, tied also for the NFL league. They deserve it. Should there be another AFC quarterback there, number 3? I think in a normal season, because of the interceptions, you really have to ask yourself, who would you put in place? And because of how teams race, obviously, everything will matter in a year, but when you look at statistics between Rivers and Dolphins, everything interceptions, Rivers has better stats, and so he's a guy that's proven it year in and year out, a solid quarterback. One of the best in the league by a lot of people's consideration. And so I think that helps him hit that number 3 spot. And Andy Dalton, I think, is a guy that being a rookie, it's tough to get into the bench. He got his recognition being the first alternate, but it'll probably take a year or 2 before he gets his just due and maybe sneaks into the Pro Bowl. And you know what? Remember as well that 2/3 of that vote comes from the coaches and the players, and that shows that regardless of the picks, still the Eli Manning should not be the Eli has 5 fourth-quarter comebacks, including that one in Foxborough against the Patriots and Tom Brady. Tony Romo, Matthew Stafford, all made very good on their advertising on TV, whether it's with Eli, instead of Eli, whatever. They all deserve it. I like Eli at that number 3 slot compared to those other guys.
It reminds me of Team Panther.
You know, I don't mind being in that number 3 slot. I think, for most of the season, he's carried his team. He's made a lot of big plays. His season as a pro. But if there's one guy that I think has kind of snuck up on people the last few weeks, is Matthew Stafford. He's a guy that did it all. He's got a chance to interview a lot of touchdowns. He got this shit out of here. So here's a guy that had a little bit of a lull during the middle of the season, was throwing some interceptions when he had the injury, has really come back strong. And when you look at the whole of the season, a guy that I also believe deserves to be in the Pro Bowl, but unfortunately you can only invite 3. And I do believe Eli Manning is worthy of that, but Matthew Stafford I think could have been that guy as well. 1999, the last time the Lions made the playoffs. Stafford brings them back, and really his last 3 weeks, ridiculous. 991 yards, no touchdowns, or 9 touchdowns rather, and no interceptions for Stafford the last 3 weeks. Thanks, sir.
All right, from quarterbacks to wide receivers, Greg Jennings made the Pro Bowl. Victor Cruz, Jordy Nelson did not. You look at the red there, that is the number. Those are the numbers. But Nelson and Cruz have over Jennings. So who better to discuss wide receivers than our wide receiver, Sterling Sharp, Corey Holcomb. So the big question is, did these 2 guys, Sterling, get snubbed?
Absolutely not, Carol. Let me see. We got coaches voting, we got fans voting, we got players that you play against and Rick voting. I don't think all those people are creating a conspiracy to keep those 2 guys out. Standing here, Victor Cruz and Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson is a guy. I know that system very well, and I'm extremely proud of the way he performed. All the spreading around that Aaron Rodgers does with that football. He had an outstanding year. Greg Jennings is their number 1 guy, their go-to guy. Victor Cruz was. We thought he was a 6'2" Mexican guy playing against There's no way that many people could have messed up on that. And I think they got it. I even like my second year in the National Football League, I had 1,600 yards, 9-some plus touchdowns. I didn't make the Pro Bowl, and I thought I should have made the Pro Bowl. We went in our place, Isaac Bruce, our number 1 receiver at the time. But that was the case with Jordy Nelson, like Sterling mentioned. Jennings, the number 1 receiver, everybody counted each other out. Cruz is an up-and-coming young receiver. If he has the season, the same season this year, if he has that season next year, I think I have an opportunity to get in. But it's tough to make your first Pro Bowl. Me and Sterling talked about this during the break. It is tough to get in your first time. He's on people's radars now. If he continues both of those guys, I think you'll see both of those guys eventually in the Pro Bowl in the future.
Victor Cruz was not on the fan ballot. According to you, count the day after you didn't make it. I was talking to someone yesterday. So the other guy,
still an outstanding. He was second year guy to put up 1,600 plus yards. That's pretty good. But I was able to get in because of an alternate, so I was able to get in.
All right, thank you very much. Well, it is win or go home when the Giants and Cowboys go head to head on Sunday. The house tactic will turn into a lucky for the Cowboys. It's an insight we need to hear.
The best analysis and the hottest stories from the team you will hear from.
We'll go! I'm moving! Yes. I'll rush. Is that American Dad or Mold somebody? That's something you're looking on that you ever see these, Jeff? Indicators? For the far end? For the far end? Yeah. Yeah, the far end. That's kind of cool. like, oh, I have to take me. Like, I might buy those. Adam. I took the, we go right there in the Adam board. Right here, you know, there's a flash. Motorcycle flash, you know how they don't put it off automatically? Yeah, just hit. Speak about it. Hard and say, oh, you need that. I know, dude. Yeah. That's whenever I use my turn signal when I was putting my finger on it. My turn signal on my motorcycle. Like, I'll put it on my hand. Sega 750. And it had a time machine. You just kick it in the back center and stay. You know, I have to go on for however many seconds. Kill itself. It's mine. And then on my 550, my Kawasaki 550, literally have to start the switch on the push it on the center. Yeah. Well, it's not traffic. There's no any traffic on it. I look over the shoulder, look at your hair. No, when I use it, there's heavy traffic. Mostly I use it for the right. That's the model of the right. The left I point, I always look back. And I always start pointing at the now can I look? I do this. Turn it and it's got a button that resets it. Yeah, I just push in on mine and reset it. You can push it the other way. Shove it on the center of it and reset it. I do the left turns when I'm going left, like coming in on the ramp, getting into the freeway. He just goes like this. Yeah, sure. Goes a kid out of it. You get the flight cruise here. Wait, if I can put this man down, it's just touching. You going with us, Steve? You going with us? See how this one goes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think those are different. Sorry, just fucking highlighted.
Please, completing 23 of 39 passes, 3 yards for the yards, 4 touchdowns. Interception, 45-16 over the Falcons, forcing a new single-season passing yards record with over 5,085 yards. Backyard Rodgers, 21 of 29, 283 yards, career-high 5 touchdowns. The Packers 45-41 win. Matthew Stafford, 26% of his passes, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns. In the Lions' 38-10 win over the Chargers, which placed the Lions' first playoff win since 1999.
That was like the fucking guy Rodgers making egg now. You know that? Potatoes with one rat drink. Fucking really aggressive, Mike the other heads off. He puts it on top of the tennis, running around the fucking cage, and you thought that you closed up. Oh, it's ready. Oh my God. Right now, I'm downloading a bunch of stuff. The freaking gay head. I watched that one where the guy got his name is on it. Shit, they have a pool, tile, and a bunch of other shit like that for $7,000. And another bitch saying, hey, it's not that long. Yeah, you paid $17,000 on the deal or some bullshit, you know.
The reason was you had returned to practice after missing the past 4 games with injuries. And after that practice, teammates said that signs are encouraging that you and Europe will be available for Sunday's winner take the NFC East showdown visiting Dallas. But the outcome of the game could hinge on the Giants' offense. York leads the NFL with 16 plays at 40 or more yards. Quarterback Eli Manning said the plan is to continue the trend.
You know, it's a game where you got to play smart. You got to protect the ball. But, you know, you got to try to, offensively know where to try to score some points. And, you know, hopefully we can hit some big plays and be consistent and make the teams close. They're always, seem to be in the game at the end, so we got to expect it to be a close game. And it's going to come down to that fourth quarter, and hopefully we can win the fourth quarter.
It's just going to be one of those, those games we dream about playing in, your whole life. And, I'm excited for the opportunity, excited to make some big plays against them, and overall excited to potentially get this win. Running back Ahmad Bradshaw and wide receiver Hakeem Nicks did not practice, and wideout Mario Manningham did participate on a limited basis. But head coach Tom Coughlin said he expects all three to be available Sunday, adding that now is the time of season when guys find their way out of the training room.
You know, lucky for us, we have a quarterback here who has dealt with something that Tony Romo is going to have to deal with, and that is cold weather, temperatures in the 30s maybe Sunday night, and a hand injury. Kurt Warner, 2002, week 13, what turned out to be a broken hand against the Eagles. So you know what Romo's going through. Take me through this.
Well, first of all, Andrew, lucky for you guys, not so lucky for me. But it's one of those things when you're dealing with a hand injury, whether it's swelling, whether it's a broken hand, that you don't have the strength that you normally would when you're playing the position. And when you go out into the cold and the balls get harder, the air gets a little bit lighter, it's a little bit harder to throw the football anyways. And then if you're not able to have the strength on the football to really get a little extra behind it, to control it the way you want to, you can have a whole bunch of problems. And that's exactly what I faced when I went to Philly. Even though I didn't know my hand was broken, I knew there was an issue there. And it really affected me being able to control the football, put the ball where I wanted to, and I went out and struggled. And I think depending on where Tony's hand is coming into the game, especially after seeing all the swelling that was in it last week, that's going to be the real issue. Does he have all the strength he needs to be able to control the football, especially control it down the field to make the plays he's going to need? Going to need you outside against the New York Giants.
Sorry, Kurt. We dug up that week 13, 2002 video. You were 20, 42, 218, and 2 picks. Sorry about that. You're a good sport. Thanks, Kurt. He is a good sport. So much so he's coming back and attempted to do the impossible. Rank the best of the best. These quarterbacks, where are they right now and where do they rank all time?
NFL Total Access on KFM.
Skateboarders that need to station voter aren't just tossing each other around. They're learning more than just a few handy moves from the Marine Corps Martial Arts program.
It builds confidence in Marines and what they can do with their bodies, right? What they're able to do if they were to get into a hand-to-hand situation, and also what they're able to do through combat conditioning.
While Marines learn to build weapons of opportunity and execute strikes, the map isn't just about the moves.
When a Marine comes into my course, I want him to be physically stronger, right, through combat conditioning, mentally, and to be tougher through the hours of sustainment, and then his character. You know, we have talks about Marine Corps core values and how they apply every day.
This map is giving Marines the physical, mental, and moral strength to perform on and off the battlefield. Marine Corps Melissa Span, let us be. On the 7th of April 2003, I was designated to fly a close air support mission over downtown Baghdad in support of the Army's 3rd Infantry Division. As I was coming off target on my last pass is when I felt and heard the large explosion at the back of the aircraft. My agent immediately pointed nose low, it stopped responding to any of my inputs, and there was hundreds of holes in a very large hole in the back of the aircraft. I knew that I had to get the aircraft under control by switching the aircraft into a backup system. I alternated hands because it's a lot more straining on the body, just to make sure that when it came time to land that I had it covered. That hour coming from Baghdad back to base was probably the longest hour of my life. My gut told me that I could land the airplane, and I felt very comfortable with that decision. Once I landed, I just wanted to see what the damage was. I was shocked and amazed that the airplane was still flying and that it flew smoothly.
Major King and American military hero. Our mission was to protect the units that were putting in defense. I was going to keep insurgents from entering the city around 8 o'clock in the morning until we just started taking contact. We were able to start on top. We'd actually get a full chest and we would see our name. And smaller area with his body to protect his skills. He had the exit. He easily got off the rooftop or down the stairwell. But he chose to smother the grenade and protect his rooms. Over the radio, I got word that they had wounded. Went up onto the roof, assessed the situation, lots of wounded. Got the guys out and started the casevac. If he hadn't dropped under the grenade, I believe that the other two SEALs would have been killed. And myself, I would have been serial. In the SEALs, we have a lot of that says, you're trying every day. I feel that he earned everyone's strength.
That is Mike's real legacy.
Petty Officer Michael Mansour, an American military hero.
It has been a year of the quarterback, capped off by an arms race between Drew Brees and Tom Brady for the single-season passing record, held until Monday night by the leader for 27 years. Whether piloted by rookies or seasoned veterans, NFL offenses have taken to the air like never before. As we enter Week 17, we take a high-flying look back in this week's On the Arms.
From Air Coryell to the greatest show on turf, to 50 touchdowns thrown in a single season, the NFL has become a passer's paradise. And in 2011, it has reached unprecedented new heights. Its golden age. Heading into this week's regular season finale, English quarterback Cam Newton has already thrown for 3,893 yards.
You saw it, Superman! Take off his cape!
The most for a rookie in NFL history. And along with the Bengals, Andy Dalton, it's the first time two first-year Signal Powers eclipsed the 3,000-yard mark, while also tossing 20-plus touchdowns. 2011 has also seen the most 400-yard passing performances ever, averaging nearly one per week.
Holy smokes, what a throw!
There have been record for 27 years. Hall of Famer Dan Marino's single-season mark of 5,044 yards through the air. It's not just how important passing success has become to team success. If the playoffs started today, every single quarterback in the top 5 in passing yards will be playing in the postseason. The NFL has become a passer's paradise. In 2011, its call to arms was loud and strong.
Right over the top, they hit the big one!
But with the playoffs nearly upon us, the records and stats mean nothing. And for the trigger, winning must be the only thing in its crosshairs.
It is impossible to rank these guys, but Kurt Warner tries to do it every week. And here's what Kurt had last week. Drew Brees at number 1, and this was before he passed Marino. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers, who is now a Pro Bowler, Matt Ryan, and Tony Romo. Let's welcome back Kurt Warner. And Kurt, again, it is somewhat of a thankless job. You really can't go wrong ranking these quarterbacks. That's what you had last week. What do you have this?
No, Andrew, like you said, it's almost impossible to do it, and that's why there's so much turnover every single week. But staying at number 1 on my list has to be Drew Brees. Playing the position as well as anybody. 4 more touchdowns this past week. Became the second member of the 40 touchdown club this season. And, of course, the big record, breaking Dan Marino's all-time single-season passing yardage record. Pretty impressive. He's having a tremendous year. The only problem is that there's one guy that's having a better year, and it's the guy that's number 2 on my list, Aaron Rodgers. 5 more touchdown passes, puts him at 45 on the season with just 6 interceptions. His quarterback rating right now is 122.5, which will break the all-time record as well. Number 3 on my list, a guy that's really snuck up in the last few weeks. Just played tremendous football for this team in the playoffs for the first time since '99, I believe. After 36 touchdowns on the season, he's also got a chance to clear that 40 touchdown club, which is unheard of coming into this year. And then Tom Brady, a guy that every single week, every single year is up there towards the top. Even though it wasn't his best game did bring his team back from the 17-0 halftime lead and continues to play great football. And then the young record breaker in Camden, a guy that's exceeded all expectations all year long, especially with his ability to throw the football down the field. Taking that Adams record for that yardage for a rookie this past year. Continues to be fantastic. He don't got away anytime this year.
All right, so you're going to have Eli now. First on one quarterback. Drew Brees again, number one. The last 3 weeks. Just great. Tell him what you want. He's getting
you know what the best thing is?
You can't really
great. Miller takes it around Miller up in water.
the greatest season.
Water right at his
An amazing season. I think any other year, he's probably hands down. Then you look at Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and although he may not have been as touchdowns, 4,600 yards with one game still to play. I mean, these two guys are playing a position as well as we've seen anybody play it in the history of our game, and it's amazing that they're doing it in the same season.
We like to rank things if people haven't figured it out yet. Top 5 seasons of all time. You have Dan Marino here at the top of his 1984 season, then Brady, then Manning, and then you have Rodgers and Brees here on the bottom. So these two, top 5, you think ever.
Well, I put Dan Marino at the top just because of the era in which he did 1984 when the game was completely different. And then the next 4 are obviously all the modern day quarterbacks. Tom Brady gets a slight edge over Peyton because his team went 16-0 that year, but both those seasons were tremendous. And then the other two guys, we don't have a wonderful season yet. We just talked about how impressive that he's been across the board statistically. And so that's how I look at it. Like I said, games changed a lot, but those 4 at the bottom have been extremely impressive from the statistical standpoint.
You know, the amazing thing as well is if you want to project Week 17, there's an excellent chance that Brady is going to break Marino as well, and maybe even pass him, maybe he could catch Brees. It's not unrealistic to think that Brady could get, 52, 50, and 40 touchdowns, and they would probably have to stick him on that board as well. Thanks, Kurt. Or Cam Newton, for that matter. You know, he might be the heir apparent in Carolina, but what does he have to say about his fairness? And does he want to take it back? Modern Zone News. One big scare.
How you feeling, guys?
Let's think of more games to get this over with.
Modern Family, Thursday, January 5th at 7 on AFN Spectrum.
Use Safety's Office Communicator. Did you know you can share your desktop with anyone on your list? Open the communicator, right-click the name, and choose Share Desktop. Once connected, the other person or entire group can look at projects, files, emails, and even make changes.
Will it be dressing or stuffing with your holiday turkey? Same ingredients, baked in a pan, it's dressing, but inside the turkey, it's stuffing. Julie will teach these items into a turkey. We will put the stuffing at the food. To be safe, keep roasting until the center of the stuffing reaches 165 degrees. If you're roasting a whole turkey, the gravy is practically free. Just simmer the giblets, add some additional chicken broth, some flour and water, and you've got gravy.
Finding different ways to stay in shape can add variety and help keep you pointed towards your goal. And first class Anthony Petrovich shows us how combatives can keep you fit.
1, 2, 3.
From a fly, a rear naked chokehold to stay fit. The ACC gym has a combatives class every Monday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 4:30 and from 4:30 to 5:30. Participants can expect to learn the basics in several martial arts styles, including jiu-jitsu, combat aikido, and a stick and knife fighting style called the Kiti Terja Kali. Some participants have already benefited from taking the class.
I will be working all the upper body, the training class here, in torso, and then Mondays is after, and then looking at everything, your legs, your arms, your calves, your back.
Reporting from Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, I'm Airman First Class Anthony Hevich.
I've been teaching hula through the Navy MWR program since July of 2009. My name is Brandy Kokoban, and I'm a hula instructor. Our class is formatted by teaching the students different dance techniques as well as some teachings of our culture. On any given Friday, we have approximately a dozen students. They range in capabilities, young and old. One of the things about hula is that it is all in the hands. And so the Hawaiians talk a lot about natural things such as mountains. So you might make a mountain peak. They also will show a lot of love where they clap their hands. My main goal for teaching this hula class is to share with the students so that they can broaden their understanding of our Hawaiian culture. To all of our servicemen and women, we want to give you a big mahalo from Hawaii for all that you do for us. Anytime that you're here, feel free to come to MWR and check out our class.
All right, let the Hall of Fame debate begin on Jason Taylor. He's retiring after 15 seasons. He is 6th on the all-time sack list. He's the Chase quarterback. Speaking of quarterbacks, here's the carousel.
Sometimes it's good except for man, it was one. I already gave that out, so I don't know what to deal with that.
Well, I wish you would come down a little bit and start complaining a little bit about your materials. They put pressure on our coaches to not do that.
And my molly cruised out the window, and I think I busted up. I was like, everybody's bleeding here, and my lip, and my lips, and my cream places, and my nose is bleeding. But it's a fun time.
This is kind of, this goes along with the policy of the personal policy, and the gifts from family members really big more. My brother going to share the Christmas little brother.
Like I always said, I can tell you too much about it, but I don't really care if people think I'm second now. I just want the guys in the room to know that about it.
Everybody knows, Michael Jordan's impact on the community of Charlotte. I probably could say it to you right here. Just see him. He did. We were just small talking, man, but, I wouldn't even want to disrespect him, putting me and him in basketball in the same sentence.
All right, one last thing here to clear up what was said earlier. Victor Cruz, he's 6 foot, not 6'2", and he's actually from Patterson, New Jersey. Just so we.
I don't know if he can play the guitar though.
I have no idea. Oh, sorry. Tory Hall, everybody. Outside the lines. Go to myafn.net for airtime.
We just want to thank you for serving our country and keeping us free.
Gotta go out there.
Hoping that you'll have a wonderful Christmas, a great New Year, and we're praying that you'll come back home safely and soon.
We as Americans say thank you and happy holidays. God bless you. You are our American heroes.
Our hearts are with you. We're praying for you, and we thank you for your service this holiday season. God bless you.
Terrorists, the use of force or threat.
We won't even gone an hour. It was all 50 minutes.
Yeah, I'm taking an hour anyway, so what? You're taking an hour, that's your business. I'm still going for an hour.
Contacting one of the many resources available to you. These resources have specially trained and experienced people who will guide you and your children.
I'm taking an hour.
You and your children do not have to be victims. Survivor, a person or thing that survives. Someone capable of surviving change when it's forced.
And then, we're going to do this on the village money.
All the other elements that are here for this particular event.
Over
the tiny event I've ever seen. The standards and the leaders and the leaders respectful is simultaneous, and that's what full spectrum is about.
As we kick off this 2011 holiday season,
Bonnie and I want to take a moment to send a warm Christmas greeting to all our Marines, our staff, and our families. We want you to know how much we appreciate your dedication and faithfulness as you have served our great nation over the past year. Husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, moms and dads, sons and daughters. If you wear or have worn the Eagle Golden Anchor or care for someone who does, you are a member of our Marine Corps family.
We are so thankful for all you do and for all your dedication to one another.
Know that we stand shoulder to shoulder with each of you as we work together to accomplish the Marine Corps mission. We will forever keep faith with one another.
Keeping faith with you is our most important goal. We wish for you and your families the very best holiday season. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Semper Fidelis.
Welcome to Number Never Mind. Presented by Alexa.
Welcome to the Center at ESPN News in Augusta, Connecticut. Michael Smith alongside Aaron Schatz and Clarissa Thompson doing the best Mariah and Morning Song.
Okay, Idlewild.
You know this, I didn't know maybe.
Well, first of all, it's a big winner. The take-all matchup in the NFC East, the Giants and the Cowboys. At this point, is 8. There were an NFL season high 8 lead changes when these teams squared off in Week 14, with the G-Men ultimately walking away with the W, and now the division rivals meet again in a winner-take-all. So, Michael, what is the key to this weekend's matchup?
Well, I give you two, as a matter of fact. The first one is pretty cliche, and that's who executes in crunch time. Both these teams tend to play games that come down to the final possessions. That's how the first game went. Okay, so this will be a play that one of these quarterbacks will have to make. That's why I'm going with the pass rush. DeMarcus Ware. They couldn't get pressure on Eli in the first time out. And conversely, the Giants' defensive line, Tuck had his best game last week. OCU Mignon looks like he's coming back, and Jason Pierre-Paul was a monster the first time out.
And I'll add Anthony Spencer, because you can't just be getting pass rush from one guy. You've got to get pass rush from more than one guy. I think the big thing here is third downs, because third down is an area where both of these defenses struggle. We look at the Football Outsiders efficiency ratings. We have the Dallas defense ranked 29th this year on third downs. We have the Giants defense ranked 27th. Now, ultimately, we have the Dallas offense 12th. And the Giants offense 8. So whichever one of these defenses is able to get those extra 1 or 2 third down stops is going to win this game.
You guys, these defenses gave up a combined 71 points last time. Is it concerning at all, though, what you saw in that first matchup in Week 14 with the 12-point fourth quarter lead that was blown by the Cowboys?
That's what they do. Only one of their losses has really been a blowout. I mean, not last week, notwithstanding against Philadelphia the second time, but the first Philadelphia meeting was the aberration. Jason Garrett's teams have found ways to lose games. But Eli Manning, I don't know what's happened in the last 2 weeks. His QB has gone from 60 for the first 13 games to 12.9 the last 2 weeks. Rock line. Get on the phone with Rex Ryan. Figure out what they want to do.
This could be another one of those games where the last quarterback to have the ball wins the game because of the crowd funding.
Just found a way to shoot out. Christmas is over, but this topic is the gift that keeps on giving. Tim Tebow, and the number is 4. Tebow threw 4 interceptions last week in the not-so-pretty loss to the Bills. Everyone's entitled to one bad day, Michael. And
I don't know about that.
because heading into that game, he had only thrown 2 picks in 9 starts. The Broncos host the Chiefs on Sunday. So, Michael, do you expect Tebow to have a better game against the Chiefs?
How do you feel when you're asking me these questions and you kind of know the answers?
I just feel like I have to say it. As a pseudo-news anchor right here,
Like a lawyer, you always know what the witness is going to say when you ask.
No, I don't expect a bounce-back game. I expect Romeo Crennel, now the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, to have a game plan that was even better than the first time out when they only completed 2 passes. When I was a touchdown, I give you that. 2 completions the first time, and the Broncos were able to run it 55 times because Matt Castle was so bad in that game. Cowboys will be much better. They won't be able to control the game the way they did the first time.
I absolutely expect a bounce-back game because Tebow has been so much better than that the entire season. If we look the whole year, we grade the quarterbacks of Football Outsiders with a stat we call defense-adjusted yards above replacement. Replacement level is basically what your average backup quarterback would do. Now, in 11 games this season, Tim Tebow has actually been an above replacement level passer in 8 of them. He just happened to have had 2 really horrendous games. Detroit, and this one last week against Buffalo. He's not going to be that bad.
Okay, this is what we come to with Tim Tebow. You're complimenting him on being above average?
Yes, not even just above average, just above replacement level, because what he does to open up the run is good enough that as long as the passer, he's not horrible.
No, and the Broncos are still number 1 in the league in rushing, and last time I checked, the Chiefs are 23rd.
It's not
shut down Aaron Rodgers.
It's not
They've given up 16 points a game.
No things in that game, no things in. Okay, there were some different situations there, but Tim Tebow obviously is a much different quarterback.
It's not that he's due; it's that you should base your expectations on what he's done for the entire season, not just what he did last week.
He was yelling over there. Who's ever could join us later? He has opinions on that. This topic isn't going anywhere. And next up, Michael's favorite team, the Ravens. Number here is 7. That's the number of Ravens named to the Pro Bowl, second most in the AFC, only to the Patriots. But for Terrell Suggs, it's thanks but no thanks sort of thing. Suggs said on the Ravens Twitter page, I have no intentions of playing the Pro Bowl. I plan on being in practice with my teammates, getting ready for the Super Bowl. Do you like some Super Bowl bravado?
I like it. I love it. That's how you should feel. And this is a team, I know they've had a tendency to not show up, but they haven't shown up against, shall we say, lesser competition. They played down to their competition. If they get in the playoffs and they're going to the playoffs, when they get there, I think they will step their game up and they will play against elite level teams the way they're capable of playing. They've already shown a couple years ago. They can go to Foxborough. They know that. They know they can beat the Steelers. Okay? They might be flawed. They may be consistent. But to me, it's still the best team.
Aaron, you help me out with Tim Tebow. Help me out with this one.
Well, I'll tell you, this is why you don't trust current players to be analysts, because their jobs are to pump themselves up and get themselves ready for the game. It's not to get straight out analysis. The Ravens are not the favorite to go to the Super Bowl for the AFC. The Patriots are the clear favorite because they're the likely 1 seed. Right now, Football Outsiders gives a 23.3% probability that the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl. That's 3rd in the AFC behind New England.
Just a little bit, you said New England is number 1 because it's your favorite because they're the 1 seed at home.
First of all, we have them as being the better team than Baltimore over the course of the season. Second of all, they're also more likely to have the home field.
Which has meant nothing in the last 2 playoffs to the Patriots. They've lost at home twice, won at Baltimore. I'm saying, if you
that's true, but
the
bigger effect is what home field means in football generally, not what it's meant in the small sample size of just those 2.
All right, but if put all 3 of those teams together, okay? Steelers have beaten the Patriots, Ravens have swept the Steelers, and gone into New England.
Okay, I understand what you're doing. It just doesn't make sense to me that you like this, because you don't like fast talking, remember?
No, I think good players trash talking. I like you guys to back it up and sizzle as backing up the shit.
We're just going to sizzle. Next up, I understand that. The way you said it. Next decision regarding Big Ben. Last time we saw an injured Ben Roethlisberger take the field, he looked horrible. After the break, Hugh Douglas will join us and say, Roethlisberger, what? Him has to play.
Famous first rodeo. Number 1. First rodeo.
Defensive? I'm not defensive, I said, but you're there. Sometimes you gotta pull that part. Which we can't. The trick in this case, even when someone's coming to our safety, so there's a contract on me, not just you, your family. I'm not sure what it's going to start jumping. I know. I want to know the truth. Coming in January to AFN Prime.
I know that many of you are away from your families during this time, and we want to wish you and your families a very happy holiday season.
Merry Christmas. God bless you all. Thank you so much for what you're doing. For any Nebraskans listening, go Huskers. I want to wish you and your families the very best at this holiday season. God bless you, and God bless our country.
Aaron learned early on about the importance of looking out for each other. Airman First Class Jessica Thomas shows us how Maxwell Air Force Base turns airmen into wingmen.
Being a good wingman is important. Part of being a good wingman is taking care of those around you. So the Air Force set aside a day just for that.
Wingman Day is a chance to sit down and talk about relationships with the other airmen you work with, just a little wingman relationship.
Airmen got the opportunity to sit down together as a group and talk about different stressors in their lives.
You're an Air Force member, you know all the stresses so much. You get deployments, home life, being away from home, family, kids, work, taking on more of a workload, those type of things. And they start to pile up.
each person does it differently.
Being a good wingman means focusing and understanding you and your relationships with your family, your friends, and your peers at work. Airman First Class Jessica Thomas, Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama.
Welcome back to Numbers Never Lie. It's time for our Gridiron Challenge, brought to you by Weight Watchers for Men. We didn't make the Pro Bowl, but Victor Cruz and Jordy Nelson were the third and fourth highest scoring wide receivers in the Gridiron Challenge. So you guys might not be going to Hawaii, but you're welcome here anytime. Well, it's Hugh Douglas, ladies and gentlemen. It's not my first rodeo, although he did just knock that paper down there. So don't worry about that. We're going to jump right back into talk about the NFL. We'll start with the number 2. Tim Tebow threw 2 completions on 8 attempts in Week 10 in the Broncos win. Let me emphasize this again. The Broncos win. All right? So, Q, what are the chances that Tim Tebow, who was chiming in over there earlier, beats the Chiefs again?
Well, I'm going to say this, and I have to pontificate a little bit if you allow me to do that. Speak where it is like, take your time to get out what you got to say. Thank you. But bottom line is this is a copycat league. And teams will look at what they did last week, and they're going to copy that. And you saw a lot of teams blitz Tim Tebow to his right. They don't want him to go to his left. So he's going to see a lot of blitzes, and they're going to keep him in the pocket because it's been shown that when Tim Tebow has success throwing the ball, it's mostly when coverages break down, guys don't cover their man. He is not a consistent passer, and that's what's going to hurt him. The teams know that. So what they're going to do is they're going to force him to throw the football. They're rushing him with discipline. Thank you. They're keeping him, making him a quarterback. He is smart. He got his nice little suspenders on. He looks smart if nothing else. Third down conversions, and I said repeatedly, have been a problem for the Broncos offense. As a matter of fact, they converted 26.5% of third down since week 7. That's the worst in the NFL. And that's sustaining drives. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs, the last 5 games, they've been the third best third down defense in the league.
Okay.
That defense is really good.
And I remember in the Jet game, you and I had a discussion out there about how they didn't set an edge against Tim Tebow, and he ripped off that 20-yard run to score, right? This defense, this rushing defense for the Kansas City Chiefs is still ranked 23rd. You don't think that he has success moving the ball and what he does best in the rest of the
He's going to, Tim Tebow's going to make plays. There's no question about that. But he doesn't make plays consistently enough for them to have success on offense. You see sporadic plays, you see coverages break down and things like that, and you see guys miss assignments and he'll take off running. But if you want to beat a team, you have to be consistent. And like I said, the one thing that he doesn't do consistently, he doesn't throw the ball with.
Okay, well, sorry, so we're moving on. Moving along now to another quarterback, Big Ben. I said that dude shouldn't have played on the Monday night game against the 49ers. Still nursing that high ankle sprain. The number on this one is 24.6 because that was his total QBR in that game. Last week, backup Charlie Back started. Mike Tomlin had to pay a bit because that's quarterback.
It's our intention right now that if the guys are healthy enough to practice and prepare, then of course we'll play them. There are some scenarios that could unfold where we could improve our playoff positions. We're aware of that. We're also aware of all of those scenarios include us winning this football game.
Should he play?
I love Mike Tomlin. Basically, he's telling you that in order for us to be where we want to be, I need my guy to understand. His guy's Ben Roethlisberger. I understand that Charlie Batch, he's the bus driver. He's the guy that's going to get you to the next stop. But Ben Roethlisberger is that big old Ferrari with the big engine. He's the guy that if he can go, you can get him back there under center. And he's the bus driver. He's the guy who get on the bus and tell everybody come on. But Ben is that Ferrari that's going to get you there.
Well, he got his team on the bus to beat the Rams. And why play him if he still isn't healthy and it's against the Browns without Colt McCoy, who's still out there?
Listen, my Ravens, as we call them earlier, they smoked the Browns last week. The Ravens just swept the Steelers. There's no givens in this league.
They also lost to the Jaguars.
There's no givens in this league. If you have opportunity to get the number 1 seed, we still with the Ravens somehow, we still on the Buffalo, and if the Ravens lose at Cincinnati, which is quite possible the number 1 seed, that's worth it.
Pittsburgh can play anywhere, and they've proven that they can actually win the Super Bowl without having a home playoff game.
Let me tell you, this is what it is. When you're playing in your division, a division rival, what better way to end the Pittsburgh Steelers season than to play strong and keep them in the last final playoffs? That's basically what it is.
Fair enough, we will see on Sunday either way. And next, the game that everyone will be paying attention to on Sunday night, the Cowboys and the Giants. The number in this one is 4. Tony Romo had 4 touchdown passes in their Week 14 loss to the Giants. This is a winner-take-all game. You know the implications too. You know the division very well. I would say the
the Eagles. What are the chances that Romo, Whiskey Drew's hand, runs the Giants secondary?
I think the chances are very, very good. You look at the last game they played, the guy threw 4 touchdowns in that game. It was just unfortunate that Jason Pierre-Paul was the guy who got the punt at the end of the game that won it for the New York Giants. When you look at the way this is setting up for Tony Romo, this is probably the biggest game of his career right now. I mean, you know, he's played a lot, he's played well. But the problem is, down in Dallas, you got one playoff win in your history. You got to get to the playoffs. And the only thing that's stopping you right now is New York Giants.
You like the Cowboys too?
I do like the Cowboys in this game. And like I said, I don't think that for the first second. That's what I'm saying. I pointed out 2 picks from him on his last 8 games. You know, obviously, he's not out earlier in the game. But, you know, against 18 touchdown passes, really done a good job of taking care of the ball. It's not coming down to the talk about it's going to be fine to game for Tony Romo. And on the catch.
Team name was not a hamstring injury. November 13, they've only been 2-5. Aside from the injuries which they've been played with all year, what's the biggest thing for the Giants? Now, that pass rush, if they come back, they have issues that if it comes back.
I'm not perspective. I would definitely see which of the teammates would drop him off. I don't know what's up with that man. He has to touch on it earlier. He's struggled with the injury for the rest of the year. And the Jets, he's been the Giants guy this year. And he's comfortable with that. He's not significant in a game against that Cowboys defense this week. But at the end of this game, you talk about this clear off block field goal. There's plays like that I'm talking about. You might have said that.
You know, stick around. It's not going to be very good. Talk to the producers during the break. Coming up, the Heat have been dominant so far this season, but it might be what LeBron isn't doing this season. That's what's exciting.
Just some of my favorite say that business numbers never lie. One Booker Stewart, 98-7 on the extra. I was a member of the family, so I'm dedicated to this DCS, right? Have you taken the right steps to keep it on quarantine? Do you even know what the rule is? You have a veterinary health certificate or a pet passport? Then you should lack ratings. Don't wait until the last minute to find out what it's on the claim. Go to this website and make sure you can do it for yourself. There's no inside.
Okay, here we go. Lights on.
Lights off.
Okay, let's open.
People, please.
Here it is.
At this time of year, we also reflect on where we've been and where we're going. This marathon is a shared experience for us to serve our lives.
We in our country have been blessed with times of peace and times of greatness. We've also faced periods of political challenge, but we have never backed down from difficulty. So it is our resiliency and faith that have enabled us to prevail.
Many of them have done so much to protect our rights every day. And so like that with the efforts. Let's look at all the things that let's encourage my mother and spirit throughout our history to sustain our language.
Let's reach out to those less fortunate and to those who are alone.
Let's all share the spirit of passion and hope so that they will excel and improve.
Happy holidays. You and your family. As we come to the close of another successful year, very much like to wish you all a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice.
On these days and families,
Lady Downgrade, we hope your holiday season is filled with happiness and peace. Happy holidays!
Welcome back to Numbers Never Lie, presented by Lexus. Here, Douglas, go with us to separate the good numbers from the bad numbers. This ought to be interesting. First up, Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor's good number is 15. He's retiring after 15 seasons after this Sunday's game against the Jets. So he was here locked in the Hall of Fame.
See, this is a tough one because you don't really know what the criteria is for the Hall of Fame. You're talking about he has the numbers, but then you look at the playoff wins that he has. And I don't think he's been in the playoff that many times.
Sixth all-time in sacks. Moving along now to Jordan White's good number. It's 13. That's how many catches he had yesterday for Western Michigan, wrapping up 265 yards in the process. Michael, were you impressed?
Very impressed. I've been impressed with his entire career. Got that production, should find a role at the next level. But they still low.
That's right. You do play to win the game.
Good player.
Norris Cole's good number. How about this one? 14. That's how many points he had in the fourth quarter for the Heat. He had 20 total, but now the Heat are 2-0 and look so good last night. Michael, how impressed were you with this team?
I'm impressed with this team. 2-0 is cool. It's a lot of shots. 24 to 50. Right. Two things I want to just
It's so fun.
possessions last time we talked about this.
Let's see. Yeah. The review.